Talk more security matters now. Nigeria is not ripe for state police, so says the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetoko. He spoke against the establishment of state police in Nigeria. While speaking at a one-day dialogue on state policing, the IGP said the country is not ripe enough for such. The police boss also said the establishment of state police will exacerbate ethnic tension, leading to divided loyalty in the state. He also said the establishment of state police will lead to multiple command structures in the state. And he also mentioned that state governors are likely to abuse the privilege of state police by using it for political gains, leading to possible abuse of power and abuse of human rights. He argued that the state government lack thereof required funding that will give birth to the type of policing that the nation requires. Rather than establishing state police, the IGP recommends the merging of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, and the Federal Road Safety Commission to form a department in the Nigeria Police Force. He also said there's the need for a yearly recruitment of about 30,000 police personnel into the force annually to meet the UN requirements for modern policing, while also increasing annual budgetary allocation for the Nigeria Police. All right, I'll bring you in, Mr. Amuwa. You're a security expert. You also work very closely with the Nigeria Police Force. I mean, bottom line, you know more about all this security, issues, structures, architecture, and all of that. Also, for the longest time, we've been talking about state policing, maybe being the formula to, ending the insecurity in the country. But here is the police boss saying Nigeria is not ripe for state police. That's like flipping everything around. What is your opinion on this issue, Mr. Amuwa?
I want to say thank you so much again for this topic. I was on a platform this morning to discuss this extensively for 1 hour with You see, I posted it on my status right now on Facebook that with due respect to IG, we need to stop being sentimental and emotional about this issue of state police. The difference between state policing and state police. I know that when these state police come on board, its power is going to be reduced. The power of IG is going to be reduced. I need to say this. I'm an advocate of state police, whether you like it or not. I'm a security consultant. I know what is happening in Nigeria. We always say that security is local, and security will continue to be local. Nigerians, when we gain independence, a lot of people stood against it, that Nigeria is not right for independence. Even till today, as we speak, a lot of people are still saying, I wish we are still under our colonial masters. So you are saying that 60 something years after Nigerian independence, that Nigeria cannot start something. And I'm glad that past presidents and the current president and so many people are speaking for state police. Nigerians are going through a lot. I see no reason why I'm in Lagos. I cannot go to Ibadan. I cannot go to Delta. I cannot go to Onitsha. Drive safely. We are over 200 and something million. You are bringing somebody from Zafara to Oka, or you are bringing somebody from Oka to Lagos for area that he does not understand their culture. He cannot speak their language. You see, I need to say this, and I want to say thank you for this platform. The truth of the matter is that we can't continue to be emotional about this. Let's go and rewrite our constitution. Once our constitution is in place, I understood this fear. Because even as we're talking right now, currently, federal government is not taking care of the police. So I understood this fear. The truth of the matter is that we need to run a proper federal system of government. we are supposed to be imitating America. We are supposed to be imitating the system in America because they are practicing democracy. But in America, which is practicing federal system of government, it is the state that gives to federal, not vice versa. Today, what do we have? We have a situation where federal is the one taking care of the states. Is that a federal system of government? To take it further, even in the America that we are imitating, they have a county police, which is community police. They have a state police. They have FBI. Everybody have their role. So what the IG is telling me, I cannot understand. I expected the IG to say, okay, if we are going to have state police, let's put our constitution in place whereby the state governors cannot have power on the police. Unfortunately today, Nigerian police today is being controlled by party in system, which is not supposed to be. When we have PDP, police was under PDP. Today we have APC, police is under APC. Police should be institutionalized. We should stop having Mr. President to appoint IG. That's the problem we're having. Everything in Nigeria is not properly done. And we need to put this in place. Once our constitution is in place and in order, I'm going to tell you that the state police will work. Today, look at, we say we have no money. We have lower house and we have upper house. What are they doing? We have executives, we have senior advisors, we have all these kind of people being funded by Nigerian government. And we say there's no money. There's money. So what I'm saying is that the state can fund the state police if they are truly ready to do it. Nigerians are going through a lot. And we can't continue like this. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that brilliant submission, Mr. Amuwa. All right, let me come to you, Prince Chilaka, with the same issue on this issue of state police. For the first time, the IGP is going against the federal government on this issue. While the president insists on this issue of state police, the IGP is saying nope. Nigeria as a country is not ripe for state police. And he mentioned issues bordering on poor funding. He also talked about abuse of power and office by politicians, especially using the police. He also talked about ethnic tension and loyalty to state if this issue of state police, comes forth. Now, what's your own view really on this issue of state police vis-a-vis the perspective the IGP is expressing?
Or state policing, because like Richard said, you don't bring somebody all the way from Zamfara to Imo State as the commissioner of police. He doesn't understand the language, he doesn't understand the culture, he doesn't understand the tradition of the people, and you expect him to be successful. It is not possible. And unfortunately, Nigeria has become a country where we all, or would I say, everybody in power believes that we are not right for anything. They will tell you, when you say, let us look at the Constitution. The 1999 Constitution for me is an obnoxious document. I have been calling for that document to be shredded. But people will tell you, we are not ready. We are not prepared. We are still developing. No. I mean, this is 21st century. We should be able to move on. The IG is talking about abuse of power. Even right now, under his watch, power is being abused. We all know that. Under his watch, power is being abused. Under his watch, people are giving police escort who carry arms and also abuse the ordinary citizens. Under his watch, the governor of a state who is supposed to be the chief security officer has no powers over him or over the commissioners. It's an abuse. And when you talk about loyalty, the loyalty of the Nigerian police, as far as we're concerned, has been consigned to party politics. So it is the party in power that controls the police at every point in time. This is not development. For me, this is not the way we should be heading at this time. Our problem in Nigeria is not the police, it's not the state police, it's the lack of strong institutions. We need to have institutions that are devoid of who Mr. President is, who the governor is, who is the local government chairman is. An institution that people must give an account to. And until we get to that level of governance, that level of leadership style, we will keep having and making the same mistakes. So if you say that the governors would, take advantage of the state police, then in other words, he's saying that we should continue to allow the insecurity in the land to continue to fester. Because before now, if you go to the southeast before now, we know that everybody knows the other person. If something is missing and you are caught, they take you to the chief or the king and you are dealt with squarely. But today, who do you go to? Even today as it is, with the kind of policing we have, you go to the police to report a case, if case is not taken, you become the accused. So there's an endemic corruption in the system. And that corruption can only be cured or taken care of if we have a constitution that is by the people, for the people, and of the people. The 1999 constitution is not the constitution of the Nigerian people. It is the constitution of a select few. And that is why the select few are holding the entire country to ransom.
Thank you,
Thank
Prince
you so much.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me quickly come in, Patience.
Please do. Go ahead.
Prince, I want to say thank you so much for your analysis. Now, let's look at it in a broad, let's put it on the table.
Okay.
Why do you think that today, in every state in Nigeria, they are all having their vigilante? In Southwest, they are having Amotekun. In Zamfara, they are having their own. In Benue, they are having their own. In Delta, name it. If the real police are working, why are they having all these things? So I think IGP should just calm down and understood the fact that insecurity in this country is massive. And we know that a lot of security agencies are making money and they are cashing out from it. But enough is enough. Like I said, security is local, and we must take this security to every nook and cranny because they know one another. We know each other. That is where I'm going to stop for now.
But then, just to follow up on what you've said, can you please, as a security expert, Mr. Muwa, in clear terms, explain to us how the establishment of state police will actually help with the security situation in Nigeria?
Thank you so much. I was in New York for 2 months to study their policing system, and I find out that what they did is that every county have their own police, and when the case is going beyond the county, they move it to the states, and if it's going beyond the states, they move it to federal, which is FBI. Every community have their own command, head of sheriff. Then the state have their own command. Then the command, which is the commissioner of police, work directly with the governor. What we have right now is that governor cannot take any order, even though everybody is dying, things are happening. The governor cannot call the commissioner of police. He got to call the IGP before the IGP will give order. Possibly sometimes even talk to Mr. President before before they call Mr. Governor and call the the commissioner in the state. It's wrong. So with state police, the commander, which is the commissioner, is going to work directly with the state assembly and the governor and the people. So if something is happening We don't need to wait and get order. For example, let me give you an example of what happened during NSAS. It took Mr. Governor to travel to Abuja to go and see Mr. President before Mr. President deploy security. How? So when we are talking about the insecurity we are talking today, for example, let me use Lagos. Lagos have Lagos State Neighborhood Corps. What do? They are in every nook and cranny working with the police. They take they look at what is happening. You see that most of these guys on the junction. They are not just controlling traffic. What they are doing is to take any information. In 2022, Lagos State Police Command did says that they achieved a lot in Lagos because of the Lagos State Neighborhood Corps, because of the information they are giving to them. So it is very necessary for us to educate the populace. If the constitution is in good shape, like Prince Chilaka have said, we don't need to have any fear. Our fear today is because our constitution is lopsided, is upside down. Like he said too, why on earth, as we're talking today, every power and every party in power is in charge of police? Police is supposed to be for the people. But what do we see today? It's vice versa. So I think a lot of us who are professionals need to continue to use platforms like this to educate Nigerians. We can continue not to travel across the country. We can continue not to go visit our family. Look at Southeast, the way it is. Look at South. We all know one another. If the police are from that neighborhood, they will put those things and check them. It's not about what IG is saying that is going to cause tribal stuff. No, rather, it's going to enhance it. Because I will not be in Nigerian police from South, seeing my brother killing his own brother. No, because we know one another. So I think that is the little things I can explain right now. So the best form of security, like we always say, is being a good neighbor to your neighbor, good neighborliness. And that
Thank
is
you so
what
much, Mr. Moa.
state police will bring.
Quickly, on a final note, Prince Chilaka, the IGP also said something quite interesting. And he talked about merging, the already existing, security branches that we have, all right, which would make sense if you think about it. We have the NSCDC, the road safety, you have the police there, you have the LNSC, and several others, that are all about security. He talked about bringing all of them together, so that, you have a more formidable Nigerian police force as against starting state police. What's your take on that very quickly, sir?
Security situation. They're all there.
At least you have more men, you have more manpower, tackling the security issue.
Of the current Nigerian police, how many of them are out there protecting the ordinary Nigerians? That is where he should start from. How many of them are out there protecting the ordinary Nigerians? Unfortunately, our leaders just think about themselves. They don't think about the ordinary Nigerians. You see, most of the policemen we have today are doing guards for the VIPs. Yeah. Why don't the government allow security outfits to provide special protection VIP for Nigerians? Why must they use the policemen? If you're saying you don't have enough manpower, how many manpower do you utilize every now and then? Where are they? As far as I'm concerned, the Inspector General of Police is just thinking about the power that is going to be taken off from him. He's not thinking about a solution to a situation that has gone bad. He's just thinking about By the time you bring all these arms together and put them under the Nigerian police, they still come under him. It does not remove the fact that the governor cannot give instructions to the commissioner of police and he obeys it without waiting for the inspector general of police to give him a counter instruction. So this problem of people waking up from sleep and wanting to be given instructions is a problem. So we need to have a streamlined reporting system. And until people begin to follow that streamlined reporting system, there will always be problems. So as far as I'm concerned, I am in support of state police because I believe that our problem is local. Criminality, kidnapping, banditry, it is local. So allow the people to identify themselves. If you're staying in somewhere like in Yaba or where, or you're staying in a street, you know everybody there. If you see a foreign face, you'll be able to raise an alarm. And that is what, state policing will do. Gathering of intel will be easier because you know that you're relating to somebody who will not go back and sell you out. So these are pertinent issues. But unfortunately, Nigeria has a problem of governance. And until we curb that issue of bad governance, nothing is going to work.
Thank you so much. All right, this conversation on state police in Nigeria is still ongoing. Meanwhile, the federal government has shown signs that it might be looking that way because of current discourse around the matter, even though the Inspector General of Police is saying the country is not ripe enough for it.